guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and today we're doing a book themed video. One of my New Year's resolutions this year is to read more books, and it was a resolution for last year and it didn't really happen. I probably read more books than I read the year before that, but I had a goal of 24 books in the year and I definitely did not hit it. So we're going to start by making a monthly video. I don't know if it's going to happen every month, some months only this month, we will see, but my goal is again 24 books in the year. So I thought I would show you the books I've read because I have finished a book. I did start it last year, but I'm counting it because I finished it a couple days into January. My TBR for the month and the book I'm currently reading, and then I thought I could bring you guys along and then we could talk about what I thought of the books at the end. So the book I have already read this year is Magnolia Parks. Do I tell you how I thought about it now? I think I'll do it in a different section. But Magnolia Parks, finished it, did start it last year, took me a really long time to read. Honestly, probably 2 months to read this. Also, I wanted to preface, I am a very slow reader. I am dyslexic, I've been diagnosed with dyslexia. It takes me ages to read and it really annoys me because sometimes I just want to get to the end and it's like taking me forever to read. Reading is actually quite difficult for me. I enjoy it, especially when it's a good book, but I am trying to get better at it, to be honest. So the book I'm currently reading is 1,000 Broken Pieces. I read the first book last year, 1,000 Boy Kisses. I found that book really boring at the start, and the first half, the second half, amazing, loved it, but the first half was so boring. So I was worried going into this book, but so far I think I'm quite liking it. Yeah, I don't even know. Last time I checked it was 70-something%, but I've read a little bit more since then. And my TBR for the rest of the month is Wild Eyes and Wild Love. Wild Love is first and then Wild Eyes. I don't think I'll be able to finish both of them by the end of the month, but I would like to try at least one of them. So that is my TBR. Finish 1,000 Broken Pieces and start this series. I would love to be able to finish. What is the date today? I think we're pretty early on. It's the 7th, so it's only a week into the month anyway, so I do have some time. I'm trying to smash through this book specifically so I can smash the next ones. January is the slowest month this year. I'm not working, my girls are on school holidays, I'm at home most of the time, so I'm trying to get ahead in my goal in my reading so that if I don't hit 2 books every month, then I'll be okay because I've read more than 2 books in the first month. So that is the plan. Come along, read with me. Let's find out the books we enjoy, the big books we don't. Okay, we're going to talk about this book a little bit. This book, it's not what I expected. I don't know, I'm not used to reading books that aren't like very dramatic and lots of drama in it. This book, there's like no drama in it. There's nothing like grabbing your attention, wanting you to read more. It's very sad. There's lots of times I've nearly cried, but there's nothing like page turning about it, I guess. So it's a bit different for me, but I am enjoying it. It's just a bit slower than I'm used to, I guess. It definitely won't be a 5-star read for me, and the way it's written is very like, I don't know, kind of soppy, I would say. It's not how people really talk, or people that I know. I want to know what happens at the end, expecting there to be drama, like something will happen, I'll be like, oh, something's gonna happen, nothing happens. It's so anticlimactic, it's not funny, but yeah, that's how we're feeling. It is the same day, it's just a few hours later. I'm going to the gym, so different outfit. We are so close to the end, less than 50 pages away, so I'm just sitting outside before I put the girls to bed to maybe finish it, we'll see. Okay, let's talk about Magnolia Parks. It's been about a week since I finished it. I went into this book with really high hopes, like massively high hopes. I'd heard so many good things about this, 5-star ratings, the whole series. I was so excited to read this. It took me probably 2-3 months to read and I just didn't love it. It was very repetitive, the same kind of thing just kept happening. She kept forgiving him, very much repetitive, very much the same thing. It just kept going over and over and over again, and I found it quite boring. I would probably give it, I don't even know, maybe 3 stars. I feel like that's even a bit high considering how I feel about it, but like the ending made me want to know what happens next, so I do actually want to read the next book, which is why I'm giving it, I think, a 3, because I didn't enjoy reading the book at all. I was quite bored of it. I don't know, I think I'm going to give it a 3 just because the ending made me want to know what happens next. And the friends, I don't want to give spoilers, but the friends, what is wrong with you? They have shit friends. The only thing that I got out of that book was that I would love to marry into a really rich family. So I finished 1,000 Broken Pieces last night, so I think I'm going to give it I think I'm also going to give this one a 3. I think a 3 because I did really enjoy the actual story. I liked the story. I enjoyed reading about it. I just don't like how the author wrote it. I don't like the language she used, the vocabulary. There was lots of random words, descriptive words that just didn't need to be in there and like were just fancy, and I didn't love that. The end dragged on a little bit. It was just boring, kind of. Like, it was very sad, and if you can relate, I feel like you would quite enjoy it. And I did enjoy the story. It was just a bit boring. There was nothing dramatic happening. It was just a basic story about no plot twists, no... Even when you thought there was going to be drama, even when you thought something bad was going to happen, it just didn't. I think I'm going to give it a 3 because I did enjoy the story. I just didn't like how it was written. I think that's the problem. I was very excited to get to the end, and I was constantly counting how many pages I had left in hopes that I would be like very close to finishing. I'm not going to read the next one, I don't think. It's a little bit disappointing, but yeah, I'm glad I read it. I started this book this morning and I'm already loving it. Already so excited to read it. Just even the first few pages, I was like, it's such a relief to read something that's not so icky. I don't know, so soppy, that's the word. So it was like good to read something that felt more real, like the way they speak and the way it's written feels more real. I'm almost 50 pages in, 66 chapters in, and the chapters are shorter. That book, the chapters were so long, and sometimes you just want to like, I'll read to the next chapter, but when there's like 20 pages for a chapter and you've just started the chapter, not happening. And I'm already really enjoying it, and I feel like I'm already just flying through. I haven't read for very long and it's just easy to read, and I'm excited to find out what happens because right now I don't really know much because I just started it. Good morning, it is the 9th and we are reading again. I have read a few times without you guys, but like nothing interesting happens, you know. I'm on page 128, about to head to chapter 14, and I love this book. This is so, it's just like funny, it's easy to read. Like, I'm reading so fast without even trying. Like the last book I was trying to get through it, I just kept picking it up being like, hurry up, let's get this finished, and struggling to get through it. Where this, so easy, so quick, so funny, like just random little things that are just funny, like stupid things that they say to each other, mean things that they say to each other, things that she said in her journal. It's great, I'm loving it, and I'm so excited to read this whole book. Right from the start, like I hate when a book takes half the book to get into it and then starts getting interesting. Like, be interesting from the start. Like this could be a 5-star read for me. Obviously I'm only like a quarter way in, so I can't judge that yet, but I'm loving it. It's so funny, it's so good. Good morning guys, please ignore my wardrobe. It is Sunday morning, I don't know what the date is, the 12th of January, and I just checked, I think it said 72% through this book, and I probably could have finished this yesterday, but I just didn't crack down and read yesterday. I did drop my girls off with their dad. We had a lot going on yesterday. I went out, and I'm worried about this because I think my camera might be broken. Page 292, we're nearly there. I should definitely be able to smash this today, and I want to finish it by the end of the week. I think that'll be the first time I've ever finished a book in a week, ever. It's definitely not a 5-star read for me anymore. It's still good, it's probably going to be a 4-star, but it's not a 5-star anymore. It's just not something that I don't want to put down, you know what I mean? Like, it's enjoyable, I'm enjoying it, but I'm okay. I could go days without reading it. It's not like I can't put it down. It's not all I think about. So I'm gonna sit here, read a bit. I probably won't finish it right now, but I'm gonna read a little bit right now. Okay guys, it is the next day and I did not finish it until right now. It is 4 o'clock. I'm actually kind of a little bit disappointed in the book, only because the start was so good. It was so like enticing. Like, I was like really excited at the start. It was funny, it was good at the start. I'm still gonna give it, I think, a 3.8, like almost a 4. I love the characters, the 2 main characters. I love both of them. It just kind of got boring. Like, there wasn't much drama, and the little bits of drama there were like tiny. Like, they were very easily resolved. I guess I just really like drama, and this was not very drama-filled. And it kind of was disappointing. Seemed a little dragged on. It was pretty spicy, and I do like a spicy book, but that's like the only parts that ended up being interesting in the second half of the book was the spicy bits, and they were interesting, but like that's all that was interesting. And I'm really sad because I did start this book and went, this could end up being a 5-star just because of how good it started off. I am going to still read Wild Eyes, even though I kind of don't want to because of how I feel about this book. But I am going to read it because I do want to finish the series, and I'm pretty sure the 3rd book isn't out yet, so I can't finish it. But I keep picking up series and not finishing them, so I want to do that. But that's the book we're starting today. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. I don't think I've updated you on reading at all. I'm only 50% through. I've been really busy this week, and I've just been like trying not to put myself in a reading slump by slowing down a little bit. So I do think I'm gonna start using audiobooks because I do love a good podcast, like especially at the gym and stuff, and I feel like maybe it'll be good. But when I've heard other people listening to them, my nana used to listen to audiobooks in the car, and I don't know why it gives me old people vibes. I think just because I like relate it to my nana. But even when I hear like other people in YouTube videos listening to them, I'm just like, ugh. So we'll see how we'll go. But I think I'm going to start with this book while I go for a walk and just like have it in my ears. We'll see. I'm hoping I like it because I think it'll make my reading go a lot easier, but we'll see. Yeah. So let's see what we end up reading. Hello guys, it has been a hot minute since I last talked to you. What even is the date? 29th. So I think there's 2 more days of January left. And I did finish, what was that book called? Wild Eyes. I did finish it and I gave it a 4-star rating. I liked it a lot more than the first book. I thought it was way more interesting, way more fun. I did find the girl in the book really annoying. She gave me the ick a lot, but overall I found the story a lot more interesting. I think maybe a lot more drama happened. It has been over a week since I read it now, so I'm just trying to jog my memory. I should have filmed this part right when I finished it, but I didn't. But yeah, I really quite enjoyed it. It wasn't a 5-star for me. I didn't want to, like, it wasn't a book I couldn't put down. I didn't want to keep reading all the time. It was just something that I did enjoy. So it's not 5 stars, but it was a good book, so 4 stars. I'm now reading When She Returned. Someone has lent this to me. It was not on my TBR. We finished my TBR for January, so go me. I really did not expect that to happen. I didn't even expect to finish the last book I read. Here we are on the 4th book of January, which is so good for me. And I have been reading this really slow. To be honest, this should be a quick read. It's got hardly any pages. How many? 287. It's really interesting. It's taken me over a week. I started Monday last week because I did end up finishing the last book on the Sunday, surprisingly, again. But I did cheat and use the audiobook as well. But did I get back to you guys? I did kind of enjoy the audiobook. It wasn't my favorite, but it did make reading it a lot easier, obviously, because I wasn't reading the whole of it, but it made it so I could finish the audiobook. And I think some books I would be able to listen to the audiobook and some books I couldn't. I tried the start of this book, could not. It was a robot. It just sounded like a robot was talking to me. And that's the thing with the audiobooks. I feel like they make their voices so over dramatic that it's just like, when I'm reading this in my head, it can feel real. When I'm listening to it, it sounds so over dramatized that it's not real. I imagine it as real in my head when I'm listening to someone who's over dramatizing the story. This book is pretty good. This I think is going to be a 4-star read. We're nearly there. We're at page 210. Anyway, I am quite enjoying this. It's not something I would normally read. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star again because it's not something I can't put down, but it is a good book. It is interesting. It's something I wouldn't normally read, but something I would be open to reading more of, and I probably wouldn't have read it if someone hadn't lent it to me. Some of it is just like, that's freaking ridiculous. Like, it is about a girl that joined a cult. Some of it, when you're reading it, it's just like, how did you believe that? How would anyone believe that? But also you can kind of understand because she's being mentally tortured as well as physically tortured. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too many spoilers. We're nearly there and we have 2 more days to finish it. Oh hey guys, so it is actually February now, so we have finished our January reading and I smashed my reading goal for January. We read 5 books, I think. Yeah, 5 books. I did finish that book in January. I finished it on the 31st. I don't have it anymore because I finished reading it at the house of the person who lent it to me, so I just gave it back straight away. But I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating. I actually really enjoyed that book. When She Returned, something like that. It was quite good. All the characters did piss me off at some point in the book, if not multiple times throughout the book. The ending was a massive twist I didn't expect. I did think she was sus in some way, but I did not think that was gonna happen. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but if you know, you know. I think we did really good on our reading goal, and I do think I'm gonna do this video again for February. And I really enjoyed doing this video with you guys, so I think doing it for February is a great idea. If you want to see that, come back next month for what we read. Thanks for reading along with me and seeing what I read in January. I'll see you guys next month.